Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Sorry for another lengthy delay for this next review. I just I got really tired last night after a lot of things I was doing yesterday, but I think the fast food kind of made me tired yesterday. I was having Burger King yesterday and I just wiped out like really early. But pretty much I'm returning to you this afternoon for an album review. Then I got to go to work after this, so I gotta be there at 3:15, so like about almost 2 hours from now. But I wanted to come at you real quick for this review because I know this is coming out at midnight tonight for Queens of the Stone Age's new album and Times New Roman that I wanted to check out for myself, see what I was gonna initially think of it because I didn't listen to any of the singles. I just wanted to go in this blind and see what I think of each song. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this 10-track album for a runtime of 47 minutes or so and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this album review. Now it starts with Obscenery. I'm going to be honest, the vocals from the lead singer are not so bad, which let me know in the comment section below what his name is because I'm still fairly new to the Queens of the Stone Age, even though I know they've been around pretty long, like since the 90s, I believe. But I personally think this was a decent song. Would I say it's my favorite? It's probably the weaker one for this album, but I think there were some areas with the falsetto vocals that weren't really uh, intriguing me in the way where I'd like it. There were some cringe moments, and then certain sections in the song did sound pretty good with normal vocals from the lead singer, but the instrumentation is what took off with this song. So, 4 out of 5. Paper Machete is a solid track, in my opinion. I think this is where the album starts to sound pretty alright. So, I'm giving that a 4.5 out of 5. Didn't hate the instrumentation, and the lead singer's vocals sounded on par with how it was sounding with how he was singing the track. So, yeah, 4.5 out of 5. Negative Space is another solid one, in my opinion. I didn't really hate this one. I think it's good in its own way. Just there are some moments where I think certain sections in the song don't really execute too well, but other than that, it performed pretty alright. 4.5 out of 5. Time and Place is another solid one, in my opinion. Didn't really hate this track for what it went for. Just, it's a good track, so 4.5 out of 5. Made to Parade is sounding pretty good with the lead singer's vocals, and just the execution and how the song's sounding instrumentally is sounding pretty good, so 4.5 out of 5. Carnavoyeur, I believe is how you pronounce it. Um, I think this is a solid one too. I think instrumentation, guitar, and drum work sounding pretty good, and the lead singer's vocals kind of sound pretty alright with how the execution of the track is sounding. So 4.5 out of 5. What the People Say. Um, I think it's solid. Sorry if I said twice. I think it's a solid track for what it went for. So 4.5 out of 5. I think it's trying to kind of insinuate with what the people say, but it's what the peephole say. Peephole. So 4.5 out of 5. Sicily is an Sicily is how you word it out, but I think it's pronounced Sicily if I'm saying it right. If not, recorrect me in the comment section below if I said it wrong. But I think it's a solid track. Falsetto wise, it has its cringe moments, but I think it performed alright. So 4.5 out of 5. Emotion Sickness is another solid one. Second to last track to pretty much almost close the album. 4.5 out of 5. I really like how the lead singer's vocals is sounding in this one, and the execution of the instrumentation sounded pretty good. And finally, Straight Jacket Fitting is a pretty good track in my opinion. It's the closing track. There are some solid moments, but I think it's probably the best closing track I've heard for this album, in my honest opinion. There were some moments where it sounded alright, but I still think it's one of the best tracks to close this album. 5 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I think Queens of the Stone Age's new album, In Times New Roman, was a good album in its own way. Would I say it's going to be my best album of this year? Probably not, unfortunately, but it did good in its own way. There was one strong track for this album. The other ones were solid, and the first track kind of took off in a different direction where I wasn't feeling for the falsettos with the lead singer's vocals, but instrumentally, this album did pretty good. And for an overall score, I'm going to give Queens of the Stone Age's new album, In Times New Roman, an 8 out of 10. I think it's a good album in its own way. Wasn't sure if I was going to give it a 7.5, like a 7.5 or an 8, but I think it's a good album for what it went for. So they tried something. It didn't do too bad, and it did good. So Queens of the Stone Age and Times New Roman, 8 out of 10 for this album. Thank you guys for watching.